Hello, my name is Angelina Oliver, and today I'll present before you the origin of Greek myth and legend, the three generations of Greek gods as outlined in Hesiod's epic novel, The Theogony. It has been said that the sign of a successful society is that the citizens have time to think of things other than their own survival. This holds true for many civilizations, including ancient Greece. In the time of Hesiod and Homer, the Greeks were eager for entertainment and had a significant amount of time on their hands. They swarmed to bards and playwrights, and eventually the theater became the epitome of the ancient entertainment industry. Theater was a community event, and when the citizens were not going to plays, they were discussing with one another theories and observations. Entertainment to the ancient Greeks was not the solitary act it is now, but was extremely social. The lives of the gods and their interactions with humanity spurred on conversations lasting for hours, and the characters were known by everyone in the community. Entertainment brought individuals into a collective society and impacted their political, philosophical, and theological views. I believe that it is vital for the bringing together of any society that a community has social entertainment that spurns discussion. This is why understanding not only the genealogies of Greek gods, but their impact on Western thought and culture is vital to changing our modern day culture itself and making an impact. Alright, so for the Greek gods themselves, we begin with Chaos, the ultimate void, who is present at the dawn of the world. From Chaos comes Gaia of the earth and Tartarus of the underworld, and then Erebus of darkness and Nyx of night, who then created Aether of light and Hemera of the day, thus together working to make the day and night cycle. Gaia of the earth created Uranus of the sky, who is her equal and her opposite, the sky to her earth, the atom to her Eve. Together, they created the Hecatonchires, the Furies, and the Cyclopes, along with the next generation, which is known as the Titans. Uranus was disgusted by his more monstrous children, particularly the Hecatonchires and the Cyclopes, with the Hecatonchires having 50 heads and 100 hands, and the Cyclopes having one eye each. The Hecatonchires he threw into the hidden recesses of the earth, and the Cyclopes he put into Tartarus. Now, he was more favorable towards his less monstrous children, Mnemosyne of memory, Oceanus of the ocean, Tithys of the rivers, Hyperion of light, Thea of the aether, Cruis of constellations, Cronus of the harvest, Rhea of fertility, Themis of law and order, Coelus of intelligence, Phobia of wisdom, and Iaptus of mortality. Now, Gaia was disgusted by her husband's behavior towards their more monstrous children, so she forged a sickle from the earth and offered it to her children that they might overthrow their father. Cronus of the harvest accepted, and he actually castrated his father and threw the members to fall where they might. The blood which fell during this flight spawned from the earth several monsters, while the members themselves landed in the ocean where they foamed, and Aphrodite was produced, who is the goddess of love and is considered a member of the Olympian generation. After his success, Cronus and the Titan generation came to power. Cronus of the harvest married his sister Rhea of fertility, and the two produced the Olympian generation of gods. However, when she was pregnant, their parents Gaia and Uranus prophesied that one of Cronus' children was destined to overthrow him. As a preventative measure, Cronus swallowed each of his children as soon as they were born. This includes Poseidon of the sea, Hades of the underworld, Demeter of the harvest, Hestia of the hearth, and Hera of women. Zeus of sky and thunder, however, escaped this fate, as his mother hid him and gave him to his grandmother Gaia of the earth to be raised, while she wrapped a rock in cloth and gave it to her husband to swallow instead. Now, as Zeus grew older, he developed a desire to usurp his father Cronos, and as such, he, with the aid of Metis, an oceanic nymph, gave a poison to their father Cronos, causing him to vomit up each of his siblings from last to first, including the rock his mother Rhea had given him to swallow rather than himself. After he rallied together his siblings and several other minor gods, he freed the Cyclopes from Tartarus, and they forged him his lightning bolts out of gratitude. The war between the two forces of gods lasted for 10 years until Gaia of the earth suggested to Zeus that he free the Hecatonchires from the hidden recesses in the earth, and after he did, they pelted the Titan forces with rocks until they relented, and Cronos gave up the throne to Zeus. Zeus proceeded to throw the Titan generation into Tartarus of the underworld and then marry Metis, the oceanic nymph, who had helped him overthrow his father. When Metis had become pregnant with their first child, Gaia gave yet another prophecy to Zeus and told that she would produce children who were more cunning than their father, first a daughter and then eventually a son who would overthrow him. As a preventative measure, he actually absorbed his pregnant wife and then married Hera, the goddess of women. The two produced Hephaestus, the god of fire, and Ares, the god of war, and then Zeus with Leto had Apollo, the god of the sun, art and medicine, and Artemis, the goddess of the moon and hunting. And then through Mia, who was a Pleiad, Hermes, the god of commerce. Now around this time, Zeus felt an intense pressure in his head, and to relieve this pain, he split his head open on a rock. And Athena, the goddess of wisdom, who Metis had been pregnant with at the time Zeus absorbed her, was freed, fully grown. Now, soon after this, Zeus, through the mortal woman Semele, produced Dionysus, the god of wine and merrymaking, and through another mortal woman, Hercules, the god of strength. Now, it might not seem important to memorize and understand fully the generations of gods. After all, they have no true ethics to add to our civilization, and the stories or fables are not inherently true. However, it is important to understand that the impact that these gods had on the Western society and how they still have today if we want to continue further change in our community. Thank you. My name is Angelina Oliver, and that concludes my presentation.